The day that many men and women dream of and patiently prepare years for is also one of the biggest days of their lives, filled with many traditions and rituals. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and along with preparing a long list to do to tie the knot, the bride and groom also has to prepare a long list of customs that have to be included in their special day. My name is Alexis McKnight, and today I will be speaking on a few different marriage rituals around the world. From the Jewish wedding to the American ceremony, all the way to the Chinese celebrations, they all differ in many ways because of their traditions. Several books that you can also pick up to get information on marriage rituals around the world include The New Jewish Wedding, The Nubian Wedding Book, Words and Rituals to Celebrate and Plan an African American Wedding, The Knot Guide to Wedding Vows and Traditions, and lastly, Vows. Now, the Chinese rituals. A traditional Chinese wedding, the bride picks not one, but three dresses. The traditional wedding features a full procession with the bride escorted to the ceremony in a bridal sedan. And that is what the bridal sedan actually looks like. The bride also wears a red veil to cover her face, and her mother holds a red umbrella over her head to encourage fertility and growth for her own family. Now, red is used in the traditional Chinese wedding because it symbolizes boldness, luck, and love. Next, we have the Indian rituals. Before an Indian bride gets married, her and her female family and friends decorate their hands and feet with mehndi, which is a temporary design from the plant dye henna. And that actually looks like this. And normally they have a tilak ceremony, which is held 1 month prior to the actual wedding day. And the wedding can actually last for several days. Next, we have the Jewish rituals. The traditional Jewish wedding, they do not exchange vows. When the couple first enters the chuppah, the bride circles the groom 7 times. That represents the 7 wedding blessings, the 7 days of creation, and demonstrating that the groom is the center of her world. And these are some of the pictures that represents the Jewish wedding. Next, we have the Japanese rituals. In a traditional Japanese wedding, the bride is painted pure white from head to toe, declaring she is a maiden. And to symbolize their union, the couple drink sake together, becoming husband and wife once they take their first sip. And these are some of the pictures that represents the Japanese wedding. That's some of the attire that they actually wear as well. Next, we have the Russian rituals. The traditional Russian wedding is very comical. When the groom goes to the bride's home with his closest friends and relatives, to get the bride, he actually has to pay a ransom to the bride's side of the family. And unlike wedding receptions in the West, Russian wedding receptions are very loud and can last for 2 days or sometimes even longer. And also, bread and salt is offered to the newlyweds by both parents as a symbol of health, prosperity, and long life. Both bride and groom must take a bite of the bread, and the one that takes the largest bite will be the head of the family. And this is a picture of the bread and salt that the bride and groom has to eat, offered by both parents. And last but not least, we have the African rituals. One of the tradition for the African rituals is, of course, jumping up the broom. That tradition actually symbolizes the broom is used to demonstrate that all past problems have been swept away from that point. And in some African tribes, the bride and groom have their wrists tied together with cloth or braided grass to represent their marriage. And this is how their wrists are tied together, and that is also the brooms that they normally jump over. All right, so again, this is a very special day that everyone, men and women, dream of from the time that they are little kids up until they can't dream anymore. These are just a few different wedding rituals from around the world. There are more than plenty left out there, and they are very interesting as to what different cultures do on their very special day. Well, thank you again for coming out to listen to my speech today. Again, my name is Alexis McKnight, and I hope you have a wonderful day.